This video is a brief introduction to andragogy, the study of how adults learn, as opposed to pedagogy, how children learn. In andragogy, there are some basic assumptions made about how adults learn. The first is the learners need to know. Adults will learn more effectively when they know why they should be learning something. As a teacher or an instructor, it can be good before starting the class or starting the material to get some feedback from the students. What do they expect to learn, and how can you help them achieve their goals? Then you can review these reflections to help you better deliver the material for the needs of your students. The next assumption is the learner's self-concept. Although adults have a desire to be more autonomous as learners, often they've been trained to be dependent learners. So you need to find ways to facilitate how to retrain adults to become more self-directed learners. Remember that self-direction is not the same as self-motivation. Where students are self-motivated, and that's why they are going back into the classroom and wanting to learn, they don't always know how to best go about doing that. So as a teacher, part of your job when working with adults is to help them better understand how they can become more self-directed learners. The third assumption is the role of the learner's experience. Adults are going to have lots of life experience. You want to use that as best you can and acknowledge that as best you can. Those varied experiences of adults are also going to lead to a more heterogeneous classroom. And these adults often are going to come in with their own personal biases. And so as an instructor, you want to give them opportunities for self-reflection so that they can reflect on these biases. Adult students are ready to learn when it will help them handle their own real-life situations, their own problems that they are facing in their jobs, in their careers, in their life. So anytime an instructor can create a situation that applies and is relevant to the real life of the student, that's going to help the student better understand what they are learning and how it relates to them. Next is the student's orientation to learning. When it comes to adult education, it's often best if what you're doing is either life-centered, task-centered, or problem-centered. So you want things that apply to the life of the student. You want to give them tasks that they need to perform. And it's best when it can relate to a problem they are facing in their lives. You want to be flexible. Once again, these classes are going to be heterogeneous, so you want to make sure that you are open to the different experiences of who is in your class at that time, and as many real-life examples as you can get into the material. Finally, we have the student's motivation to learn. External motivators are not going to be nearly as effective as the internal priorities of your students. Goal-oriented tasks and assignments can be great for these types of learners. And once again, as much student input as you can put into the development of assignments can be very helpful both to you and to the learners to help them. If you want to learn more about this, you can see more information on my blog and see my bibliography and some more information about andragogy. Thanks.